How is it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have yet another video about the new 2022 Nissan 400Z. Now, if you have been subscribed to my channel already, you know I've already done a ton of different videos on this new 400Z. I am honestly really excited about this car. I think this car is going to be an absolute home run. For everything that I've seen about this 400Z, everything from the price to the overall body, the design of it, to the leaked photos, and everything that we've talked about on this channel about the car, I think it's going to be an absolutely amazing car. And we did just recently find out about a couple months ago now that it will debut officially on August 17th at the New York Auto Show. And honestly, I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like this car is nearly perfect. It looks like there can, be nothing wrong with it. It's coming in almost the perfect timing for Nissan, which as a brand, Nissan has had some pretty difficult financial struggles in recent years. Plus, the very outdated 350 and 370Zs could definitely use a refresh. And even, talking about the R35 GTRs. The R35 GTRs are fantastic cars. I love them. But they've been around since 09 and nothing has really majorly changed about the GTR or the Z cars. And again, on that note, I really do think that these are all different factors that are going to propel the 400Z to be just an amazing success when it eventually hits the market, either late this year or early next year. And I think, around 400 horsepower from a twin turbo V6 rear wheel drive with a manual transmission is something a lot of car enthusiasts are going to really crave here in 2021, where so many things are automatic. And even a lot of rumors have been circulating around now that there is going to be a 475 horsepower Nismo variant of this car. And again, with the base MSRP starting right around $40,000 to be expected, this car looks like there can be absolutely nothing wrong with it. But with this car, unfortunately, there is most likely going to be some bad news. And honestly, the first bad news is the VR30 DDTT twin turbo 3-liter V6 that is found in the Q50s and Q60s and is, I believe, the confirmed engine that they're going to be using in this 400Z, does actually no longer pass very strict, emissions regulations in Europe. So this 400Z is most likely not going to be sold on European markets at all, or any country in the European Union. With Britain leaving the European Union, I don't know if they might be able to sell it there or not. But again, this engine and the cars that this engine's already in, it just doesn't meet their emission standards. Now, that being said, on the more political side of things, here in America, over the course of the past year, we had our own election, and now we do have a more liberal administration in the White House. So considering that this VR30 DDTT twin turbo V6 engine is a little bit dated and it doesn't even meet Europe's emission standards, honestly, who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of years with our new administration here in the States, and how that could affect the sale of this car and any other new Q50s or Q60s that this engine is actually in. Now, reading through this article, that is pretty much the one kind of guaranteed grave immediate danger that the 400Z does pose with this twin turbo V6 engine. But moving on to this article, and again, like always, I will link both these articles down in the description below if you want to go take a look. But in this article, it more talks about like hypothetical bad news that may come with this car. Now, me personally, I wouldn't really count this, but just to name a few that they talk about in this article, this 400Z car could actually mark the very last internal combustion engine Z car that we see, or even the last internal combustion engine Nissan sports car that we see, because honestly, we have no clue when the R36 GTR is coming out. I highly doubt that this new 400Z is going to have the lifespan of the 350 and 370s, because if this 400Z is successful, I would think that Nissan would want to come out with the next generation within maybe 5-10 years. And by that time, who knows where we're going to be when it comes to electric vehicles. So considering that there's no real immediate plans for the R36 GTRs, and that the kind of next generation of the Z car, hopefully if there is a next generation, is going to come like 5 to 10 years from now, it is more likely than not on the path that we're at right now that those cars are going to be electrified. So could this actually be the very last internal combustion sports car coming from Nissan? Obviously not counting, you know, the Infinities that we have here in the States, like the Q50s and the Q60s. And speaking about the different Q50s and Q60s, this could also potentially mark the very last time that the VR30 DDTT engine is actually used in a car. Like I said before, it is a pretty dated at this point twin turbo V6 engine that doesn't meet the emission standards over in Europe. Obviously in Europe they are a little bit stricter than we are here in North America. I don't know how Japan is, but I mean, if they're not selling these cars in an entire continent, or for the most part in an entire continent, it's very hard to see how that, you know, is going to keep things on a more positive note. I feel like that's definitely going to drastically negatively affect the sales of this 400Z, and obviously the revenue that Nissan is getting from this car. And now for the very last kind of hypothetical negative news that may actually come with this 400Z. It may very well be the last manual car that Nissan and Infiniti offer. Now that being said, I know that's a very broad statement. Me personally, I feel like that is more on the unrealistic side, because I feel like there's always going to be a demand for manual cars with car enthusiasts. But it honestly is pretty reasonable to see, you know, Nissan or any manufacturer really just completely phasing out manual vehicles from their lineup within this, you know, the 2020s, within this new decade. And honestly, I mean, me personally, and thinking about it, I think it sucks. I would love, obviously, you know, save the manuals. I'm all about that. I love driving manual cars. But there's just so many people nowadays that aren't even learning manuals, don't even care about driving manual. And if Nissan isn't going to make money off it, it's hard to see them sticking to it. Again, especially with the you know, different financial struggles that they've had over this previous decade. And now to kind of circle back and reiterate, again, even though I'm saying all these negative things, I truly am a believer in this new 400Z. I love the way that it looks. I love that they're going back to like the 240 and 280 body style compared to like the bubbly 350, 370 body style. I love the kind of retro or modern retro classic design that they're going for, as well as obviously it's a manual twin turbo V6, at least 400 horsepower. I think this car is going to blow the Mark V Supra out of the water, quite frankly, and I drove a Mark V Supra. I did a review on one. I think the Mark V Supras are great cars, but the fact that Nissan is building it themselves and it's going to be manual and all the things that I already said, I feel like there's honestly just going to be no competition. Now again, do I really think that this car by itself is going to be successful enough to truly save Nissan and Infiniti? No, not really. I think Nissan and Infiniti have to keep coming out with new vehicles. Obviously, we'd love to see an R36 GTR in the near future. But again, who knows? And this car could be a complete bust, and all the kind of negative things that I've been talking about throughout this video could actually be a reality, which obviously would suck, but it is very realistic to, again, see this Z car to be the last internal combustion engine Z car, or Nissan sports car for that matter. Also be the last car that the VR30 DDTT engine is used in, and also there might be, again, a possibility that this is the very last manual sports car that Nissan even sells. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much just going to be it for today's video. Again, I hope the fact that this 400Z is most likely not going to be sold in Europe doesn't terribly negatively affect it too much, but I honestly can't see how it won't. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, whether you think you're gonna love this car, whether you think you're gonna hate it, and also let me know if you guys think that this truly will be the last manual internal combustion engine car that is going to be manufactured by Nissan. And again, guys, if you aren't subscribed, definitely be sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell notification. Like this video. It definitely helps me out a lot as a smaller YouTuber. But like always, guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.